Easy. R seems easy, but your constant rehearsal will make you equipped and I build that competence. So where we started yesterday, I think we were schooled through the journey of biostatistics, where R plays a major role or tooling for each outcome. And so you could realize that right from having your biological data, you look at extent where you will be able to upload such data onto R. Now, having uploaded it onto R, you can't just analyze it. Of course, there are some ways that R can allow you to explore the data. Sometimes you will really want to check the headings of the data. Sometimes you only want to check some aspect of the data. And sometimes you want to have a view of the data. So these are things you can do. They are preliminaries and they are things that can also help you to be confident of the data you have put there. Then when you have these display are helping you do this, I think you also need to clean the data where you look at for your R code that can do that. Unfortunately for us, the data we used yesterday, there was nothing like a missing data or missing variable. For that matter, there was no need for us to remove that. So we kept moving to an extent where we wanted to look at the summary of the data. All these things have been tooling by the app. So you have some kind of packages that can help you do all these things. Bear in mind, if you want to have a code to run any of your items or any of your output you want, without the package, the right package, your output, your code would signal you or indicate error. So you also to ensure that the right package is being used. Of course, if you look at what happened yesterday, we went into data cleaning, we went into exploiting the data, and then we went into descriptive statistics. And that is the journey. You can't do research or you can't do biostatistics. And I've told you, whatever field you are, if you want to, especially the healthcare professions or those who are allied healthcare, or in other words, those who deal with healthcare associates, you should understand that the iota or the part of biostatistics is for you to build up an evidence-based decision. And so whatever you might have been doing throughout, carrying it on and on and on, you must come to a point where evidence is built. And that evidence is what we think biostatistics can offer. In other words, another breakthrough, we can use statistics or data science. So in that sense, we use that analogy to then look at the descriptive statistics. And of course, if you look at the descriptive statistics, you are looking at two main things. You look at the summary of your statistics or the diagrammatical nature of your data. In other words, the distribution, how spread is your data. And so if you look at what we did yesterday, you bear in mind that we did what we call the summary statistics, where we could look out for the statistical indicators. And when we talk about statistical indicators, they are the very element of measures or estimate that we can use to unravel maybe the central part of the data or the dispersed part of the data. In other words, we can look at the central part where we can use the averages, the mean, median, and then the dispersed nature of the data, where we look at the variance, the IQR, the mean, the standard deviation, the percentile, and what have you. Please bear in mind that anytime you find out the average and you want to know the deviation, it is the variation that you can record as the deviation from the mean. So yesterday we did the mean, we did the standard deviation, and you could see that the value of the mean, if say is 2, if it's 4, and then the standard deviation is 2, it means that the tendency of deviating from the mean can either be +2 or -2. That is what we intend, or I intend made you understand. And then we went to look at some of the visualizations. All these things are coded. And to come up with a code, you don't have a problem at all. Now, today we are moving on, and then we did that visualization as well as I've already indicated. Now we want to move on to what we call the hypothesis, the modeling. In other words, if we are talking about the hypothesis, then we are moving on to what we call the inferential statistics or inferential biostatistics. So the first thing we'll do is the hypothesis. Of course, you know the hypothesis is when you want to test how truly, hypothesis testing, how truly of falsehoodness of a statement. In other words, you wanted to establish whether the statement is true or false by looking at two main tests or assumptions. They are the null hypothesis and then the alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis is always the research question. So research hypothesis. And so that is what we do. But in this excerpt for biostatistics we are looking at, we mainly would want to look at the t-test, the t-test. And of course, when you talk about t-test, we want to have the differences among the groups when we have two groupies. So today, what we want to look at for is there differences in smoking? Is there differences in smoking? And then, oh no, we have done that. We are looking at, is there differences in treatment and blood pressure? So we want to know whether, in terms of blood pressure, the treatment we recorded, whether using drug and then non-usage of drug, are there differences if somebody use drug and somebody does not use drug? Will there be differences in their blood pressure? So we can do it. R can give us a code, and the code is t-test. That is what you can do. Even if you use Excel, it will give you that same test if only you are using the cells. So the t-test, so R will say, have a t-test, t.test, and to, first of all, what do you want to find its mean? That is the blood pressure. Bear in mind that the blood pressure is a numerical data. And then the other one that you want to find the groupings are categorical, or is a categorical data. So at the end of the day, you bring the blood pressure, you bring the categorical, then you tell us what data you are using is the sample. So if you have this simple command, it will give you the t-test. So let me quickly run it and see what we get. Good. You see, yesterday we spoke about the fact that whatever result you have, you need to communicate, you need to write a report. So now to communicate this, interpret this, we have gotten the result. This is 2 sample t-test, and it is individual 2 sample t-test. Now what is happening? The question is, if you look at the value, you have the t value, which is negative 0.6. We have the degree of freedom, which is 111. Then we have the p-value, which is 0.5. Now, you can see the mean between the two. We have the mean for control is 126. The mean for drug is 127. Of course, you can see that the mean of the drug, the blood pressure for the drug is higher, a bit higher than the control. I think when we were doing it, I think when we used you remember the usage of the box plot. I looked at it and I said that the mere appearance suggests to me that it's not significant. But of course, you need to test. So the testing is what we are doing now. We use the T. Now, let's look at the p-value. Please put it in the test box whether there are differences in the mean values of the blood pressure or not. So let me see what you write with respect to the p-value. Hello? So are you writing? So just put it there. I want to know what is your mind. There is no differences, yes. But again, not significant, yes. Oh. Okay, so if 2 people can say something, then we will go by it. So of course, if you look at it critically, there's no difference. And if there is no difference, it means that the blood pressure, the blood pressure of the control and the blood pressure of the group seems not to differ. And for that matter, there is no change, no significant difference. So that is how we can interpret it. So what it means is that anytime you get this opportunity to explain to anybody, let a person understand that if you take that kind of drug, which is intervention, and somebody is given a placebo, which is a control, there wouldn't be any change in their respective blood pressure. And that is clear. So if somebody does not go with drug, somebody goes with drug, they are all the same. So that is how the t-test would look like. T-test, normally we compare the means. Now, having done that, the other thing we can do is the chi-square. Chi-square. While the t-test would want to give compared to categorical variable with continuous variable, the chi-square test would always compare 2 categorical variables. 2 categorical variables. So let's look at it. Now, before you can do what we call chi-square, you need to build the contingency table as I indicated to you, or the cross tabulation during my earlier lectures. I told you about that. So without that, you cannot do. And bear in mind that in chi-square, there are some assumptions you need to follow. You look at the number of cells, at least it must be less than 5. And then the sample size may range between certain range. And all these things must be safe. So you go and find out at what condition can you use chi-square or not. Of course, the main condition is when you have two categorical variables, at least to find the relationship. Now, the logistic would always come in when you want to do prediction. So first of all, let's look at chi-square. So first, in R, what will help you is that you create the contingency table. And the table will give you the observational value and then the expectation values. So for instance, let's create a table for contingency table. Then you go and run it. So we have created it. So the table is recorded in the system. Now what is happening again is for us to now run the test. And anytime you have the contingency table, it means that the test can be run. That we need the value for the chi-square test. And now this is the code that is chase or chi-square dot test. Then the table, you remember we were talking about the table. So we have brought the table, the name of the cross tabulation or the contingency table there. That is what we are using to do the chi-square test. So I then go in and click on run, and then you see the value. Good. So how do we interpret this? Now, from the look of things, I can see that the chi-square value is 0.65. The degree of freedom is 1 because we have 2 by 2 contingency table or 2 by 2 matrix. So that will be 2 minus 1 times 2 minus 1, which is 1. So that is it. And then the p-value is 0.417. Now, some of you, please tell me, is this p-value, what does this p-value mean? Yes, I'm looking at the chat box. What does it mean? No change or what? So please put your comment there. I'll read it. No relationship. Null hypothesis is true. Okay. P-value is greater than 0.0, therefore no relationship. Okay, good. Let's now move on. So you are right. 1, the p-value is greater than 0.05. 2, the null hypothesis, hypothesis of no difference, you fail to reject the null hypothesis. And so you say that there is no relationship because the value is telling you there is no significance. Wow.
Yeah,
so that is
my network keep on just fluctuating. That is why.
Your what? You said what?
Prof, you can continue.
Okay, so you can see that the chi-square is telling us that there is no association between those who smoke and then the diseases. So what it's telling us is that maybe what we have been seeing that smoking can cause lung cancer or diseases. This is telling you that you can smoke. There's nothing like you get the diseases, right? There's no association. There's no association. But bear in mind that this is also not causative, right? It's not causative. Just bear in mind. Now let's move on to what again? The linear regression. You only do linear regression. These are models. So you do linear regression when you see that there is a correlation between the variables. And so this one, we assume that there's correlation and let's predict it. So this regression is more than one independent variable. There we have two of them. So I can attest to age, I can attest to treatment, I can attest to smoking. So we want to predict blood pressure. We want to predict blood pressure using age, treatment, and smoking. So if somebody's age is so and so, and the treatment, the person is either given what we call a drug or not, and the person smokes. So maybe the person's age. This one we do what we call interpolation, not extrapolation. So you look at the ages within, and then you give that age. So you can just have maybe age of 20. The person is, as it were, given the drug, and the person smokes. Then you can predict the blood pressure, how the blood pressure be. Now, this is the R model. This is what we call linear model. Linear model. And then you give it a model. This is the model name. Models underscore LM, linear model. This is a name. It can be R is equals to, in R, if you bring the less than and then the minus sign is equals to, right? So lim into brackets, that is the linear model. The blood pressure, normally when you bring the approximate sign, tells you that the other things that follows are basically independent variables. Basically independent variables. So we have the age, treatment, smoking, then the data is sampled. So let's run it and see whether we can interpret this. Good. We have run it. And then let's see. It means that the model is conceived in the system, in our memory. So whenever you give a command to give you a summary, it must be able to give. So we have just executed the models, and the model is model underscore LM. So let's give the summary of the model underscore LM. So click on it, highlight on it, run, and that has given you the results. So this is the result of the R, that's the linear regression. So maybe if your thesis, you are a health student and you are a health student and you want to, you are a health student and you want to try as much as possible to do work in regression, basically this command would help you. And irrespective of the number of independent variables, you should be able to run it. All what we need to do is to have the dependent variable being the variable. Good. So let's interpret this. Now, if you look at it critically, we have the estimate and we have the various intercepts. In other words, the coefficient or the variables. So the variables, we have the intercept, which is the constant. We have the age, we have the treatment. The treatment is respect to drug. And then we have the smoking respect to yes. So that is what we stay. Now, if I write what we call the model, means that the model is taking, if it's in terms of smoking, it is yes, those who smoke. If in terms of treatment, it's taking those who are given the drug. So at the end of the day, our model will be equals to, that is those who had the diseases. Are you okay? No, those who are the blood pressure This is how your model will be. Blood pressure is equal to the constant, which is 21.63881 plus, because the coefficient is plus, or the estimate is plus, age, that is 0.07179 age plus 0.48121 into bracket, that is times treatment. But this treatment is respect to drug. And then we have the smoking 3 point plus 3.64705. Smoking is respect to, yes, those who smoke. Now let's look at it. Anytime you have this output, and you can write the regression model as I've indicated, written or said. You can also look at the effect of individual or the influence of individual variables. So first, let's go by looking at the age. The age, the p-value for the age is 0.497. Who can tell me whether it influences the blood pressure or not? Yes, I'm just looking at what you are writing. It does not significant, no influence. So it means that right in the model, when you want to write the model for blood pressure, age cannot influence it. So age is not a significant predictor of the blood pressure. Then you move on to the treatment with respect to drug. The value is 0.87. It also says, can you see that?
Yes.
So it's same because it's greater. And then we have smoking too. Can you see that the smoking is 0.25? What does it also say?
No influence.
Good. So what it means is that none of our predictors are significant. In other words, none of them are significant predictors of blood pressure. So this is how you look at it, and this is how you interpret it. So at the end of the day, if somebody per our data, if somebody's blood pressure is high or low, we cannot say that one of the predictor is age, nor treatment with drug, nor smoking. Yes, whether the person smokes. So that is what you need to understand. If, say, age could have been significant predictor, then in writing the model, you would only introduce in the age. In this case, you ignore the treatment and smoking. So let's get this at the back of our minds and also ensure that the moment you get the code right, you get what you want. But then you really need to understand what the output is given to you. That is why it says that R gives life, choices, and what have you. And so what the R does, if biostatistics is life and as their choices and their evidence, what R is doing is that helping you to come out, be able to really give meaning to these choices, give meaning to this life. And so with this, you will know that there is no significant predictor or predictors. Now, this
Prof,
is there any
Prof,
question?
yes,
Yes.
please, Sorry, me if I joined late and you would have spoken about it, but I can see that for the intercept, the p-value for that one is highly significant. So in this case, would you say something about this, or it doesn't have any implication on the whole analysis or result?
No, no, no. This is an intercept. It's the constant. Are you okay? And in most often, irrespective of the data you use, you will always see your intercept being significant, but doesn't mean anything. Okay.
Okay,
Just
all right.
to let you know that there is a place that the line cut the y-axis. And you should know that this is a straight line equation. You remember in your mathematics, they said that y is equals to ms plus c. So the m, which is the gradient, which is the coefficient of what you see, like the 0.07179, 0.48, all these things are coefficient. They are the gradient or the slope. Now the c is the intercept, which is a 121 plus 63. So this is the concept. That is why it's a model, right? And so that's why we use as a model for prediction. Good. Now, having learned of how to use R to produce or run your regression, can we also use R to run our logistic regression? Please, what do you know by? I've spoken about logistic regression. So what's your understanding on it? Please kindly put it on the chat box for me to see. Some of my students around, if you're around, tell me. Some say mostly used for binary dependent variable. C. Used for categorical variable. Okay. Used for categorical variable. Okay. It is used. So now what is so peculiar about logistic regression is that yes, somebody said after there is a significant relationship from chi-square. Yes, it's true. Likewise, if there is correlation, it gives you a clue to know that you can predict the variables. The same way, if you have association, you can do prediction. So the prediction of categorical variables. So you are right. Let's continue. Now, before you can do that, you need to write the model. And how does R write the model? You see that this one, we are using the general linear model. So the model under script GLM is the generalized linear model. It's equals to the general linear model. This one, we are predicting the disease. When we look at your age, when you look at your smoking status, and you look at your treatment, will you have the diseases? This is when you can predict the disease, whether you have it or not. Okay, good. So let's see. Now we are using binomial distribution. The distribution should be binomial. Remember binomial, it uses what we called successes and failure. Good. So either you are successful or you fail. That's why we are using binomial. So let's quickly highlight on that and then run it. The moment you run it, you get your model concealed in R. So you can recall it anytime, anywhere. Anytime you want it, you can recall it. So once we have concealed it in R, we want to recall it to get a summary of the model. So just click on highlight on the summary Then you run it. The moment you run it, you can see the output. Can you all see the output? Now let's interpret it. Let's interpret it. In interpreting it, please be careful with a star. The significant codes. You see, when you see 2 stars, when you see 1 star, what does it mean? If you see 1 star, it means that it is less than 0.01. If you see 2 stars, 0.001. If you see prime or dash, prime, it means 0.05. If you see that is into bracket, you put it into bracket, inverted commas, that's 0.01. That means that's. So now let's look at it. First of all, the age is negative. The estimate is negative 0.3681. And then the p-value is what? Please, somebody should tell me, is the p-value significant or not? Please put your comment or your answer in the chat box.
Significant.
It is, yes. Okay. So now you see that R has done its job, giving you the output. Now you, as a biostatistician or whosoever who deal with data, you need to make meaning out of this. And in making meaning out of this, there are places you look at them. You can look at the estimate, you can look at the p-values. So once the estimate age is negative, and then we have what? The p-value to be significant. It means that age is a negative predictor of what the diseases. What does it mean? Negative predictor. So once it's negative, I dare say that in terms of those who have reduced age may be having the diseases. Those who don't have reduced age may not have the diseases. So that is an implication. Okay. Another thing you can look at it is the value. That is you remember the odds ratio. I don't know whether you remember odds ratio. So the OR is negative 2.45. There's negative 2.485. Then it says that the dispersion parameter for binomial family taken to be 1. This does not mean anything. Now, what is so important is the fact that we need to interpret this. And interpreting this, you should understand that for anybody, so there is a reduce, there is a there is a 2 points. Somebody is talking. Can you also say age is a contributing factor to the disease? Yes. It's influencing the disease, predictor of disease, so they say. Now, but actually, what that means is that if the age reduces, there is kind of, people have the disease, yes, but the higher it goes, there is a reduction of the disease. Now, but we can predict the diseases based on the odds ratio. Who can do that for me?
Please, Prof, can you come again?
The odds ratio for the age is negative 2.485. What does it mean in terms of the interpretation? So what it means is that those who will get the diseases, they are likely going to less likely, or they will be negative 2.48 less likely. Are you okay? To have the diseases compared with those who will not have. Okay. So that is the
Prof, can you also use the older the person, the chances for the person getting the disease, and the younger the age, the less chances for the person getting the disease. Can you also use that?
Yes, depending on which one is the reference point. Okay. So this quickly, once is age. If the negative will mean reduced age. So reduced age is what? Reduced age is younger, right? But of course,
Yes.
they have not, separated or categorized the age. It is a numerical age.
Numerical value. Okay. Okay.
I think Prof network just went off, but I know that he'll be joining soon. Yeah, so Prof will be joining soon. So, any recap of what Prof took you guys to? Who can just recap whilst Prof joins back? Who can recap? Who can recap of what Prof just took you through? Okay, so Mr. John, you can share your screen and then just a few calls and just a recap.
Come.
All right, all right.
So I'm using my laptop and the wires connected with the phone. Hello. I hope you can
Yeah,
all hear. Hello.
Yeah, you can
yes,
continue.
hello.
We are listening.
Yeah. So with what Prof just did was the logistic regression in which we always do to predict whether one categorical variable has an effect on the other. And then from what he did, he was trying to predict whether age, smoking, and then treatment has effect on what the disease. And then from the results, as you can see, there are estimated values. Then we have standard error, we have the z value, and then the p value. So if you want to interpret this, so first we have for the column, that's the coefficients. We have the first coefficient as what? The intercept, which is always the constant. So for you to get inside in it first, you have to look at the p-value. And then from the p-value, if you can see there's an asterisk, which is 1. And then for the one asterisk, if you want to understand those ones, you have to come down where you see 3 asterisks means it's less than 0, then 2 is less than 0.001, then and forth. So if we take a look at that p-value, it shows that it's significant, and then that one is almost normal. It should be significant. So we now come to the other this independent variables. First is what? Age. So with the age, if we look at it, the p-value shows that age is significantly what? Age can significantly predict your disease status. And then from it, we have the z value, in which mostly we can use the z value and also the estimate, that's the odds ratio, to predict it. And then that's where you stop. And then per what he was saying, if you look at the estimate, that's the odds ratio, it shows that it takes how do I say, it takes a negative 0. So mostly, like, we're being taught that when you get the estimate, 1 minus that number, like if you convert that number, if you multiply by 100 to get a percentage, 1 minus that will give you the percentage of the number of people that this in the age can predict to be diseased. Are you okay? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah. So if we take the age for instance, it shows that it shows that, like, if you convert it back to to percentage, it will be it is in 3.6%, right? So it takes less than 0.3% people of the lesser age. Come again.
Medium one.
Carry on. I think.
So it takes that lesser number of people to show that it's not, like, they can't predict the disease. I get me.
Yes, so I think
Hello.
Prof
Maybe.
is back. Okay, so Prof is back again. So thank you for the submission.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So you can see that it predicts, it's a negative predictor. So less age is likely to predict to get the disease. Maybe older age is not likely to get. So that is the concept. Now we move on to this smoking. Even though it's also those who smoke, are not likely to get the diseases, but it's not significant. And those who use drug are not likely to get the disease, but it's also not significant. So I hope it's clear. Is there any question, please? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, Prof, you are clear.
So this is where we want to end with our R, Biostudies with R. At least you have been able to use your R to run for basic, or to run for your hypothesis where we look at the T. We have used R to run for your chi-square, logistics, and so forth. Now, Amadou, I've seen that your
Prof.
hand.
Yes. Good evening, Prof. Good evening, Prof.
Good evening.
And thank you so very much for the wonderful presentation so far. It's been very insightful. However, where we got to the logistic, where you were interpreting the odds ratio regarding the age, the smoking, and then the treatment, I think it wasn't clear with me because it was just about that time when your your network gave up on you. So I was wondering if you could kindly go back to the odds ratio. I should very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Is that all? Okay, so once we talk about odds ratio, we want to look at the successes or the failures. But this one, you should understand that the prediction must give you two options, binary. Either you have the disease or not. But we are using a risk factor. In other words, we're using a dependent variable to predict. So the question you need to ask yourself, that dependent variable, is it at the independent variable, is it able to predict your dependent variable as it stands or not? If it's able to predict, so first of all, you look at whether it's significant or not. If it's significant, then you can use the estimate. If you see that the estimate is negative, then you will know that it is a negative predictor of whatever thing output you are looking at. Now we will look at it at age, and we saw that the estimate was negative. So if it's negative, it means that reduced age is likely going to give you, what do you call it? Yes, for the diseases. That is, if yes is the reference point, the diseases we use reference point as yes. If no is the reference point, it means I will refer to no. Hello. So that is what you need to understand.
Prof, we are
Now,
with you.
yeah, now, if you look at our, what do you call it? Our odds ratio, it is negative 2 point something, which means that whatever risk factor you are looking at has what we call, when we say has 2.0 less likely to influence the, what we call it, the output. So the risk factor is negative 0.2 or so, whatever, less likely to influence that which is your output. So that is how you read it. If it is positive, then you go by what we say it is more likely. If it is 1, then it's likely. 1, there's no influence, right? If it is more than, then it has effects. So it has effects compared to those who would be having the disease than those who will not have. I hope it's clear. Hello. Amadou, are you clear?
Yes, Prof. That's clear. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Prof.
So if there's no other question,
Hello.
I would want
Hello.
you to understand that this is the, hello, who is speaking, please?
Yeah, please, Prof. Yeah, with the linear regression, please. Sometimes I think we always, after we analyze each variable on the dependent, mostly we always come to the whole general overview, whether it's significant or not. But I didn't see you talking about that, or we shouldn't always focus on that. For example, like in the linear regression that we did earlier,
Which
where
one?
the linear regression. So where we
Okay,
spoke
let's
about
go there.
the blood
So this
pressure.
I have gone there.
Yeah. So
Practice.
I said
Now,
after we have to always also analyze or maybe interpret it the overall, like when you add the three, when they come together, will they be effect or not? Or
no, you can't do that.
okay.
If you want to do that, you look at interactive effects, the main
Oh,
effect and interactive. But this one, the only thing you can look at for is the model robustness.
okay.
When it comes to R, yes, we have a predictive model. Is the model robust or not? Now, for you to know whether your model is robust or not, we have what we call the R square. R square. The R square, when the values are ranging from 0.7 upwards, it means that you are looking at a very strong predictive model. But here, our R squared is around, or R adjusted, any of them, tells us that it is even some of them are negative. Then so let's pick the R squared, which is not negative. So it's 1.8%. And this 1.8% tells you that, in fact, your model is not good. You know what that means? It means that only 1.8% of the errors in the blood pressure, which is the output, can be explained or accounted for by the variation in the various independent variable, in that sense, age, treatment, and smoking. That is the interpretation, and that will tell you that the model is not robust. I hope I'm clear. And the first thing is to know which of the model is good and which of the model is not. Okay, so I would want to close here and give you to Francis. And this has been our journey so far at Biostatistics with R. I want to believe that you have got the gloves and you would indeed rehearse. All right, these are normally not that difficult if you do a constant thing. And so the notion that has saturated your mindset as to the fact that to do R is difficult, to run it and what have you. You see, within 2 minutes, if you have this, you can run this and get your results and go. So this is what I bring to you. And thank you for listening to me. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Francis, over to you.
Prof, just a quick one. Oh.
Okay.
So I was wondering, those of us who are close to UDS, is it possible we could drop in and then say hi to you if that's okay with you?
Why not? You don't have problem.
Grateful.
Now you
We'll
know
visit
me.
one of these days.
Wow.
You know me.
That's fine, Prof. Thank you. Oh, I don't know you in person, but I'm sure when I get to campus and I ask of you, I'll be directed to your office.
Why are you a student of UDS?
I was a past student. I was a past student of UDS.
Okay. So once you come around,
Yes.
you meet me.
Okay.
That's fine,
Okay.
Prof. We'll do that. Thank you.
So all the best. Now we'll be coming your way with so many things. We want to build your capacity. So many. We have AI tools. Most often you should be abreast with the AI tools. We'll be coming to you with those ones too. Apart from R, as for R, it's solely using whatever we do with R, because we need to train you in that. So R would be organized very well, but on my personal accord, I am into capacity building and training, so I'll be coming most often. When I come, join my training programs. Are you okay? Training program, join. You get knowledge and you can also impart. But you don't, sometimes it is payable, sometimes you don't pay. So whatever is the case, you do it and get a certificate, get a recording. The recording is perpetual. You would be listening to it always. So all the best. Bye-bye. Francis, take over,
Yes, Prof.
please.
Thank you very much, Prof, for the down to earth presentation. As Prof said yesterday, today's session will be short, and it was short and worded. Prof took us through a lot, um, starting from data, going to cleaning, going to visualization, and then also going to through to modeling or model testing. And then you could see that when we're doing the modeling testing, we were able to test for the pair sample t test and all the other things that Prof mentioned. Yeah, so we want to really thank all of you for joining. As Prof said, Prof will organize a lot of training. Kindly join and learn. Once you learn, you can also impart others. I think I've gotten like 2 or 3 friends here, and very soon they'll also be teaching others on R. So yeah, so please let's try and learn. Learning is a continuous process. Once you learn, you get to
Hello, please. Hello.
yes.
Please, yesterday the link you sent for us to download it are when we download it and then the demo that
Your
Prof
line is
is
breaking.
using,
Come
but
again.
I'm not able to use it on my PC. I don't know if hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Hello?
can hear you now. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying yesterday the link you sent for us to download the R. After
yeah.
downloading it and then picking the demo that Prof sent on the page, I tried to import it into the R, but I couldn't. I don't know if there is additional instruction I need to follow on to able to use the R app.
Yes, there is additional instruction. So when it comes to importing, when it's a CSV file, there's a file, there's a way you import it. If it's an Excel file too, there's a way you do the coding to import it.
Okay, so I think that one we haven't been taking through those steps yet.
Yes, yes, yes. So that one, um, yeah, yeah. So with that one, what we'll do is that we'll be having our masterclass for basically for beginners, which will be I think next 2 weeks, basically for
Okay,
beginners, and then you has to be organizing some too for beginners. So during those times, we'll probably walk you through all those steps so that you get to understand how to import your data using CSV file, using Excel file, using your HPSS, your MATLAB, and all those things. So we'll be taking you through that
okay,
so that you get
okay.
to know how to do that. Yes.
All
So
right, thank you very much.
yeah, you're welcome. So I just shared the recordings, but then I will share that link on the page. I will share it on the page so that you probably once you walk you through the basics, you'll be okay with that. Yeah. So as I was saying,
Mr.
um,
Francis,
yes.
please, I want to ask whether the link can also be placed at the 50 days of becoming a data scientist page.
Which link?
The recording, I mean the recording.
Yeah, yeah. I will share it. I will share it on the page too as well.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I will share it on the page as well. Yeah. So as I was saying, so Prof will be organizing programs, a lot of capacity building programs. So I will encourage you to join. As he said, some will be paid, some will not be paid. But then I believe that when you pay something and you learn it, is at times is good. Because this is even free. When I check the database here, I've seen that we have like 64 people that actually contributed. Sorry, 54 people, and then we are like 74 that registered. But as at yesterday we I think we did well. Yesterday we had like 72 people attending, But then today we only have 30 people attending. So at times when something is free, you see that people don't take it too serious. But when you pay for it, because of the money you pay for, because of the money you paid for, you make time to what to learn. So there'll be a lot of programs that we'll be doing, as I said. So the R for beginners will be on 1st May. So I will share the link on the page. I've already shared the recordings. Today's recordings is on the page, but then I'll share that link too as well. And then we have the Ghana R conference, which I already spoke, which earlier on I already spoke to you or talked to you about it. So that one too, please, if you are coming in person, you let us know. All those who joined using the link, um, just let us know if you are coming for in person. We'll even be sharing a survey on a WhatsApp pool. We'll be sharing a pool on the page, on the conference page, to know the people who are coming in person and the people who will be joining via online, so that we'll do our planning. It will help us with the planning because a lot of people will be coming. We're expecting like 500 people to join us in person, and then online too. We are targeting like 200 people. So kindly also help us by sharing our flyers and the link on your various socials. When we put it on the page, kindly help us by doing that. Just help us share because this particular conference, most of the global R community will be joining, and they really want to see the numbers that will attend. And once they are satisfied with the numbers, God willing, next 2 years, I think next year will be at Winneba University. Next 2 years, we might be collaborating with Use R, Use R in US. They might be coming to Africa to co-host the conference with us. But then all that depends on this particular conference and the numbers that probably the people that will attend. So we are pleading with those who are here. Let's try and then help us share it on your social media platforms, especially LinkedIn and Facebook and X. Just help us, and Instagram. Just help us share it for us. I'm still even chatting with them via email. Yesterday, some of them joined, and they were impressed with the number that joined. But then I think today they couldn't join us. So as I said, the recordings have been shared, and it will be on YouTube. So you can join our YouTube page, Ghana R User Community YouTube page. We have a lot of videos there on R that you can learn. And then again, when you check our website too, we have a lot of trainings that we did. Our previous trainings are all on our website. We have books on R a lot. There are a lot of it. They are like they are on the website. So if you go there, you probably get you get them and then use it to practice. So yeah. So these are just the few announcements that we have. And if you are here, you are not part of the Ghana R Research Community page, please kindly, I share the link on the page, or just DM me to add you to the page. Just DM me, I'll add you to the page. And once I add you to the page too, I'll also maybe during the weekend we have, as I said earlier, we have our user community group based on regional basis. So we have the Boga R user community, we have the Wa R user community, we have Tamale, we have Sunyani, we have Kumasi, Takrade, Cape Coast, Winneba, Tema, Takwa, Accra. Yes, so we have a lot of online user groups. So depending on the region in which you are in, yeah, I will share the link during the weekend so that you can join. Because very soon to try to see what we can do an in-person training, even though in-person trainings are normally expensive because of getting a venue and all those stuffs. Yeah, it's normally challenging. We tried one in Tamale, I think last 2 years, and then I think people came at the regional library. Kumasi too, I tried one too there, and people came. I think a lot of medical students came and they joined us. Actually, that one was a symposium. But then we will try and see whether we can do one before the conference. And I know Tamale, you guys have the numbers, so we'll try and then maybe organize an in-person one. Prof is a very busy man, but then we'll try and see whether we can get one in person, one in Tamale, and maybe I don't know Kumasi, I don't know, but then we'll try the Tamale one. I'll talk to Savannah Signature to see whether they can give us a place to do the training, or maybe UDS. We'll see how far that one will go. Okay, so
Sure,
thank you.
sure. You try your best. We need it. We need it in Tamale.
Then unless I actually, so I'll see what I can do. The Tamale one. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. At least for Tamale, we'll see what we can do.
But by the way, with the venue, is it that you just need a venue for that day, or
Yeah. We need the venue, and the venue at times is very costly. So we need like a venue that can accommodate, let me say, 50 or 100 people, or let me just say 50 people. Yes. So we used the regional library some time ago, and a lot of people came. Yeah. So
Hello,
just the
Francis.
venue.
okay?
Hello,
Okay.
Francis.
Yes.
Please, can you put the recording on the WhatsApp page?
It's already there. I already shared the recordings on the WhatsApp page.
It's not there.
Is there? Is there? I shared it. Let me just
Kindly check.
let me,
I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
it's there.
no, I just shared it. Let me just do something. So check. I just check. You see it. Maybe it's your but just check. I just check again.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the in-person one, don't worry. With the in-person one, we'll see. Maybe somewhere before the conference. I don't know. My schedules are too tight, but maybe somewhere in July we'll try. Maybe in July we'll try. So that maybe one of the weekends we'll try and see. Maybe a Saturday in July. We'll try. I'm not promising, but we'll try because there are a lot of things on us because of the conference. So, but then we'll try. We'll try and see how we can do to organize an in-person training. We will try. We'll try. So yeah. So thank you very much for joining. And as I said, please those who okay. So I'm getting a lot of messages. Okay. So thank you very much for joining. So as I said, once you are on the Ghana RSA community page, you get more updates. Yes, Mr. Owen.
He said, can we get the codes from Prof?
Prof just left. Okay, I'll DM him. I'll DM him so that he will get the codes for you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I'll DM him. So yeah, so I think Tamale we'll try organize one. We'll try organize one. Yes. So please, any question? I'm ending. Any questions? Any questions?
Francis, like I thought you like you kept the recordings on the R community, not knowing there is another Biostat community that I'm not part of it. Hello.
As I said, we have the regional communities and
No, I'm saying that like the Biostat
the
community.
national community.
No,
You
I
are
was
not
just
part of
asking
it.
about. No, I was asking about the recordings and like you were saying you kept it on the page, but as I'm seeing, like you have added me to the Ghana R users community, but with the Biostat, I'm not part of that page.
Oh, really? So then you just DM me.
Okay.
I will share it with you.
Please, what is the number?
Okay. So I think I even sent you a link. Prince. Okay, I have a view. So just a
Mr.
minute.
Francis,
I'll search for you right now. Yeah, I think I shared you a link. You joined. You joined the link. I just shared. I just said hi.
Okay,
you seen it?
I saw you. Okay. So I've seen the biostat with R. Okay. Okay, I've joined it. I've joined it now.
Okay.
So thank you.
So let me reshare the recordings
Okay.
with
That
on the
will help
page.
us all. Mm.
Let
So
me share
Francis,
the
Francis, I'll text you so that we'll see how we plan for the tattoo people and then.
Okay,
yes.
I've seen it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so you DM me so that we'll plan.
Okay.
If there's a way, because they are writing exams, I don't know whether we'll get a hall there, but if there's a way we can get the venue, we probably could do the Tamale one.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do the Tamale one. Yeah, we can organize an in-person for the Tamale one. Because
Okay.
my fear is that when I start with the Tamale one, Kumasi too will call him for DS and
I see.
but then no problem. So you DM me, we'll talk about the Tamale one. But
Okay.
then with the dates, maybe we'll look at somewhere June.
Okay.
We'll look at somewhere June, maybe a weekend in June should be okay. One of the weekends in June
Okay.
should be okay. Yeah.
Then thank you.
So you DM me, then we'll plan
Sure.
regarding that.
Okay.
But then it's not really just at least there'll be snack, no rest certificates, it's not necessary, no. But then there'll be lunch and let me say lunch and snacks and maybe certificate of participation if you want. We'll add. Let's plan. So we'll plan it.
Okay.
So myself, you, and Mr. Yusuf,
Okay.
I'll talk to him. I'll create a mini page. We'll plan on that.
Okay.
Okay. So please, any other question? Someone said
Yeah,
it won't
Mr.
favor
Francis.
in June. Okay.
Mr.
Yes.
Francis. Mr. Francis.
Yes. Yes. Who's talking? Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. So earlier on, I think I asked if you could share the presentation slides Prof used yesterday and then the R script we've used for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm just. Let me just DM him. Once he shares it, I'll send it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, I will just DM him right away. I will DM him right away. Please, any other question? Any other question or questions? We still have some 10 minutes. Any other question? So let me just send Prof. A message. Okay, so I just sent him a message. Yeah, so as I said, let's try and then practice what Prof took us through. I'm happy someone mentioned swell. That tattoo they are using swell to train their students. I'm really happy tattoo did that. Please, could you make it in August? Yes, August is possible, but then I don't know whether August I'll be in Tamale. August I'll probably be somewhere in Kumasi. For now, I'm doing some field monitoring in Tamale, and I should be leaving soon. In August, Tamale. Oh God. Tamale. I don't know.
So Francis, you are getting in Tamale.
Yeah. I'm doing some work with ABT. So
Wow.
I'm a technical advisor. So I'll be leaving VS very soon.
Maybe tomorrow, if you are free, maybe we'll link up.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'll be leaving early morning, but let's
Oh,
see. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So with a tamale, I don't know, but then I guess to be having 50 days of becoming a data scientist, a data analyst. So in August, it will be a problem. I don't know. August might be, August, I don't know. For August, yeah, August might be an issue. So maybe we'll look at May, in between May and June. Let's look at May and June. Or Mr. John, is it possible to create a pool on the WhatsApp group?
okay, we'll do that. I'll do that.
Yes, and then put the months, the months that probably the training,
Okay,
and then maybe choose one weekend. If it's Saturday, we can put May, June, and then August,
okay,
so that just the weekend, so that we'll see the people who for the in person.
okay, okay,
Yeah, for the in person. So those who are interested for the in person, with
okay,
the in person training, so that we will see. Maybe one of the weekend we can meet and then have a training on that from maybe
okay.
from 9 to 3 or something. Okay. So please, any other question again? So as I said earlier on, we have user communities which we operate, but then normally it's online. So we have, as I said, we have Tamale, Bogawa, Kumasi, Sunyai, Accra, Cape Coast, Takrade, Winneba, Koforidua, Ho, Accra, Tema, Takwa, and we haven't mentioned. Yes, so we have it. All is online, and we also have the ladies. We have the Kumasi art ladies, the Tamale art ladies, the Accra art ladies, the Cape Coast art ladies, and which were again. So yeah, so these are the art ladies we have. Someone was trying to start for Burger too, but then the person couldn't. Yeah, so we have those meetups. So if you're a lady here, you want to start one, you can start. You can let me know so that I'll give a guideline. I'll just aid you to do that. And then we're also looking at the campus basis. So with the campuses, we have the tattoo user community, which is not something that is official because we've not given letter to the school. But then online is official. We have Kumasi, the Kumasi Tenga University, which is official, which was commissioned in the school there. We launched it in the school there, so that one is official, recognized by the school. We have the tech chapter. The tech chapter, I'm still working with Dr. AC to make it official. So we have the tech chapter to the campus based one. The Accra one to Mr. Vincent is also working on it. Very soon it will be official. And the UHAS one to we also have it. And it's not yet official. The Legon one to I've contacted some professors there and then we are still discussing. So I would like to encourage you to learn more. Let's learn more. UDS,
Yes,
UDS. I don't know. No, we don't have UDS.
let's talk to Prof and then let's see.
Yeah, UDS. You can create one day because normally because we have the national like the regional one
Okay,
and most of these things fall under the regional one. So the reason why we created the tattoo and the other one, when we see that the original one is not active, we create a campus one to support the original one.
okay,
So that's the idea. If the original one is not active, we'll create the campus one so that when we're having a meetup in the region, the campus and the region will meet.
sure,
Yeah, so UDS, we can easily create UDS. We don't have any problem with that.
okay,
We can create the UDS chapter too as well. So it's possible. It's something that is doable. So I
okay,
think these are the announcements. And what again is left out? So yeah, so these are the announcements. So I will encourage you to try and join our programs, try and learn, try and get connections like the way Prof just joined. Try and get to know him. Prof is there. If you go to UDS, he's the HOD for, I think, the medical, I don't know, is it medical or something department? Yes, and he's the director for something. If you go to UDS, you see him. Once you just mention his name, I think his office is opposite. I can't easily remember. I've forgotten, but then I think the medical side, like the medical building, when you just go there, you get to know, you get to see him, be friends with him. You can learn from him, and that's how we learn. So these are some of the opportunities you get when you join the program. You get to know them. Once you just introduce yourself to him, Prof, I'm this and this. I joined your program. I came to say hello, and then so that's how we build relationship. That's why. That's how you get mentored. I had my mentorship with just someone connected me to someone. Then from there, I got those networks. So please, let's try and be part of any trainings we are organizing. Yes. So yeah. So I think we are done. So as I said, we have a lot of trainings coming up. So as and when you see it on the pages, just join and learn. Some will be free, some will be paid up version. Just learn. Once you learn it, as I always say, the money will come, but first get the knowledge and then make an impact. Prof name is Professor Napoleon. Professor Napoleon Sam. So that's the name, Professor Napoleon Sam. Once you go there, Professor Napoleon Sam, everybody knows him. Even if you say Professor Napoleon Medical, they know him. He's very popular and then people know him.
Oh yeah, I know him. He takes nursing, midwifery, and then medical school, biostats like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So just medical school, just once you just a medical school, Professor Napoleon, everyone knows him. And when you go to the medical school building and you ask of his office, they will just show you his office. Yeah. So yeah. So I want to thank you all for joining. Uh, yeah, it has been a fruitful two day training, and then Prof will be taking us through another one, but then that will be somewhere June with another topic. Yes. So kindly watch out for that. Okay. So if there are no any other questions, yeah. So you go to our website, you go and read more about what we do, and then we'll be bringing more programs that will help your data aspect, like your data analysis aspect, and then also publications. So kindly explore more. You can even use R to develop a website. You can use R to type your own CV. You can also use R to do your PowerPoint presentation. You can also publish in R. So these are some of the things R does. So, and all these things you have to learn it. So once again, thank you for joining. And then I know we'll meet another time. Yeah. So 2 seconds.